Hey, welcome! Ever stop and think about how we actually describe the world around us? It's something we do every day. Well, today, we're going to build that world with words. We'll start right inside our own homes, and then we'll head outside to explore all the places that make up our communities. Ready?
So here's the big question, right? How do we do it? How do we take a real physical place, like a room or a building, and paint a picture of it for someone else using just our words? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today, finding the words that let us share our world with each other.
Okay, let's dive right in, and we're going to start with the place we all know best, home. We're going to go through it almost room by room to see how we talk about the spaces where we live our lives.
You know, a house isn't just one big, empty box, is it? It's really a collection of different spaces, and each one has its own name and, well, its own job. And they all have to work together to make that space feel like a home. So, let's look at the four main players you'll find in pretty much any home. You've got the bedroom, for sleeping, the living room for relaxing and hanging out, the kitchen where all the food magic happens, and of course, the bathroom. Think of these as the basic building blocks of a house.
Now let's peek inside these rooms. In the bedroom, what's the star of the show? The bed, of course. And its purpose is right there in how we describe it. We sleep on it. It's simple, it's direct, and it's pretty much essential.
All right, let's wander into the living room. The main piece of furniture here is usually the sofa. And just like the bed, we know exactly what it's for. We sit on it. It's that central spot for everyone to gather.
Okay, now here's a fun one. The lamp. Think about it. Unlike a bed or a sofa, a lamp doesn't really belong to just one room, does it? Its whole job is to give us light, which means you could find one anywhere. It's a perfect example of how we often define an object by what it does for us.
All right, so we've got our home covered. Now let's open that front door and step outside, into the wider world. We're going from our private space to the public places that we all share as a community. So once we're out and about, we find all these different important places. For instance, you've got a school, which is where we go to learn. And then you have a market, the place we go to shop for things we need. Each one has a specific role to play in our town.
And it keeps going. We also have parks, which are these great spots for relaxing or playing. And then there's the post office, which helps us send and receive mail. All these different places come together to form the community we live in.
So, just to recap, let's think about these building blocks of our town again. We've got the school, the market, the park, and the post office. Each one is a really key part of the whole puzzle.
But here's the thing. It's not quite enough to just know the names of these places, is it? To really build a map in our heads, we have to know how they all relate to each other. We need the words that actually connect everything together.
And here they are. These are the magic words. They're called prepositions of place. You can think of them like the glue that holds our mental map of a town together. Words like next to, opposite, behind, and between. They tell us exactly where things are in relation to each other.
This picture shows it perfectly. Just look at the ball in the box. Is the ball in the box or is it on the box? Maybe it's under it or behind it? See how that one tiny little word completely changes the whole picture? That's the power of these words. They give us total precision. Okay, so we've got the names of things, our nouns, and we've got the connecting words, our prepositions. Now let's put it all together and actually start building some really useful descriptions of the world around us.
This is where it all clicks. I mean, we can say simple things, right? The school is big. That's helpful, but we can do even better. We can start connecting places to each other. Just take a look at that last sentence there.
This sentence, it's like a perfect little map. It takes a place we know, the market, it uses one of our connecting words, next to, and it links it to another landmark, the bank. Bam! With just 6 words, you can give someone clear, useful directions. That's the real power of combining all these ideas.
So, we've walked through how to use words to map out our homes and our towns. Now, I have one last question for you. I want you to just take a second and look around, right where you are now. Using these tools we've just talked about, how would you describe your world?